A friend of mine had bought this little milk machine last year, and the circumstances in life, and she never ended up using it. And it just so happened I've never really wanted a machine, but Bambi's given me so much milk, and one of her teats is real hard to milk out. So my friend saw me struggling, and she says, "Here, let me try this machine out. I've never even tried it out. It's still in the box." So I have connected everything up, and it is a very inexpensive little machine from China, but so I was kind of concerned it wouldn't have the pulsating action that we need to not ruin a teat. If it's a straight suction, it can ruin your teats and udders. But so you got to have that pulsing. So let's check this out. And what's funny is like a week before my friend mentioned this little machine, Heather over at Sage and Stone Homestead just did a huge long video about milk machines, how to pick one out and important things to think about and how to use them, and demonstrated using hers on her does at milking time, and then how to wash it and everything. And I had not watched it yet because I had no intention of getting a machine. So that was just like wonderful timing. I have watched Heather's video. I will probably watch it again one more time before I actually go put this to use. But I wasn't sure if these inflations that came with it are going to be big enough for Bambi's teats. And it's still kind of a maybe, but we'll see. Okay, so we're going to turn this guy on. And I have the suction turned off to this part. And I'm going to stick my thumb in there. I'm going to see if I can turn this. There we go. Can you see it? That's the pulsating motion we're talking about. Boy, this puppy's loud. So that's really awesome. I do wish that it had an actual gauge for how much pressure is putting out. That did not feel horrible or uncomfortable to me. So now I want to sanitize it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some hot vinegar water in my stainless steel pail, the one that's way too tall for any of my girls, and then we'll put the inflations in there and turn it on and let it suck into the canister where the milk would end up. And then let's see, I'll have to run the extension cord out to the milk area and try to situate a nice clean spot for the components to sit out there. But we'll check that out. I don't know where my little tripod went, but let's see if I can do this without dumping my phone in the bucket. Okay, it is definitely sucking up the water. And it does look like it might be going into the bucket. Yes, I can see. And there's a little bit of air. See if I can get it all in there. Okay. Going to take me a little while to get used to all the pieces and parts, where they go, what they do, and how coordinated. So let's see. I'm just trying to see. I probably just need to take this hose off, maybe. Or maybe they can just stay on the bucket. I think they can just live on the bucket as long as we do this sanitizing. I know my floor's filthy. I just don't have hours in a day. Somebody want to come mop my floor for me? I'd appreciate it. Okay, we're gonna see if these teat inflations work on Bambi. She has been machine milked in the past, not by me, but by her other owners. So let's see, we've got to close them and turn the machine on. Okay, it's pretty loud. See if I can, if I'm coordinated enough. Here you go in there. These things are kind of hard to turn. Maybe just because they're new and haven't been used before. Oh, we're getting milk. I see this big ginormous teat, huh? Can we get the end of you in there? Oh my goodness. It is working. Might be saving my hands a lot, huh? I'm just not sure how fast it will milk out where I need to empty the little tank. You're a good girl, Bambi. You have a really good flow there, so I'm actually going to turn the pressure down. It's okay, sister. Yeah, you're doing okay. Always have fly bug in you. It's okay. No, don't kick it off. Don't kick it off. Is it hurting? Is it hurting, Mamas? Or are you just begging me? Careful. Or did you eat your snacks already, huh? Oh, you're still so full. Yeah. You need more snacks? You need more snacks? Yes, you're a good girl. Oh, you do need more snacks, don't you? Oh, no. Oh, Bambi, don't do that. Okay, can you just be still for just a second and I'll get it for you. Bambi! Oh! now I'm going to turn it off for a second. And just check and see how much milk is in the pail if I need to dump it. Oh my goodness. Oh, that wasn't very much, maybe a quart. Okay. Okay, stop. Okay. We'll stop for a minute. Okay. Okay. So the machine was very successful, milked most of this side out, but you see this other side is still really full. So, and she started really jumping and stomping her feet like it was hurting her, maybe. I'm not sure if it was that or she was running out of snacks or what, but I'm not going to take a chance on hurting her or running a teat. So, I'm gonna finish milking her by hand. This side is really empty. And we will try it on pinto bean and see what happens. Okay, we're trying pinto bean, see what we can get here. Not sure if that inflation is firmly attached. She kicked it off once. These things are very awkward to work with here. Not sure we're getting any milk at all. Are we? Oh, I can feel it. Will you quit? That side feels a little softer. It almost sounds like we're leaking air somewhere. Did you break something already? Ah, there we go. Now we're getting a little bit of milk. She was kicking and dancing around like crazy. I think she pulled something loose. It kind of sounds like we're sucking a little air and we shouldn't be. Alrighty, we're trying the machine out again today, and it does seem to be working pretty good here on Bambi, even with her ginormous teeth. Now it's gonna save my hand and my arm. I have tendonitis, and it's been kind of rough with the one teat clogging up. But last night, I found what looked like a little tiny piece of tissue in the milk filter, so I think that was our issue. Some little piece of tissue sloughed off in her udder and was floating around in there, clogging up the teat when we were trying to milk. So I think that was our problem. Alrighty. So would I buy a milk machine? Probably not. Not unless I really had to milk, you know, more than 4 or 5 girls. And even then, maybe not, depending on how easily those girls milked out by hand. The little inexpensive machine that my friend loaned me has worked very well, at least, you know, in the couple of times I've used it. I would say it would be better if it had a little pressure gauge on it so that you could actually know the amount of pressure it was putting on the teats. I don't know if that's something that a mechanical kind of person could just add to the machine, kind of upgrade it a little bit. That's something I don't know. It worked fine, even on Bambi's big teats. Other than Bambi is having an issue. She's sloughing small bits of tissue in her one teat, and that is coming down and clogging up the orifice. The machine cannot clear that. It just keeps pulsing and pulsing and pulsing, and no milk's coming out because the orifice is clogged. And so then that's starting to hurt her and make her feel uncomfortable. So I was able to milk about one of the little 2-liter pails of milk from Bambi, and then I finished her by hand because we started having that issue of her teat clogging up. The other reason I probably wouldn't really go for a machine is I like to have all my girls' milk separated so I know how much everybody's giving. That helps me keep up on things like on their production, because little fluctuations in production can indicate a health issue or a management issue. Hi, sister. Hi, Bean Beads. Are you done? And anyway, so I forgot now what else I was going to talk about. I would strongly encourage anybody thinking about getting a milk machine to go watch Heather's video over at Sage and Stone Homestead, and I'll link that down below, because without that video, there's no way I could have deciphered the instructions. This was a little cheap Chinese knockoff, and the little half a page of directions for this machine was like, you could tell it had come through Google Translate or something. So that Heather's video was really awesome. It gave me all the information that I needed to be able to set the machine up correctly and use it properly, and also clean and sanitize it properly. Some other things you should think about too is you still do have to strip the girls out by hand at the end after you pull the inflations off, because there will be a little bit of milk left in their udders that you're basically just going to get out by hand. So you're still got to milk a little bit by hand. And I did not get any more milk out of any of the girls with the machine than I did by hand. Okay, so like Miss Pinnowbean has not been very productive. I'm not sure what her issue is. Just maybe because she's a first freshener with just a single kid on her, and maybe she's just not come into her production yet. So that remains to be seen. But I didn't get any more out of her with the machine than I did by hand. So it's not, hand milking is not the issue. Didn't get any more really out of Bambi by machine. So another reason I would probably not buy a milk machine, the fiddly bits. The hoses are kind of stiff, and on this one they're kind of short between the inflations and the machine. The other thing is the electric setup for it is, the cord is very short, so that's another thing. It was hard to manage in my setup in my milk area. But the hoses and the inflations and things are kind of stiff, and I kind of had to just sit right there while it worked excuse me, in case somebody was stepping their feet around. I could kind of hold them up where they wouldn't get stepped on or kicked or something and get pulled off. So that was another thing, just the fiddliness of it. And another thing is that I really like hand milking. It's kind of a zen thing for me. It's a little sort of a meditation in the morning, just to close my eyes and milk my girls out and listen to them eating their snacks and their rumens rumbling and stuff. So the machine's a little bit loud, and I felt like I had to be constantly watching the machine work, and that the milk was flowing, that we weren't like drained down too far, you know, just kind of all that stuff was actually a little bit stressful. That might get better with time if I used it regularly and relaxed into it. I'm sure that would be a little better, but I would still, like for instance, when I got up to get Bambi more snacks, then she was stepping forward and she kicked one of the inflations off, then the other inflation came off, and then she was stepping on the tubing and stuff. So all of that was like kind of stressful. And then I also worried about when the inflations came off, were they sucking in dirt? Were they getting dirt inside of them and stuff like that? So I don't think machine milking is for me. But for other people, especially if you have hand issues or things like that, it might, I know for some people, it might be the only way they could milk their goat would be to have a machine, and that's fine. Everybody's different, every herd's different, everything is different everywhere. So you just find what works for you and is the least stressful and the most pleasant and the most pleasurable thing. And for me, that's usually hand milking. Now, there are some days when the goats have other ideas. But I think most of the time it's going to be just hand milking for me. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful day.